I learned about a young man in Africa who claimed to have built a car, a generator, and even a helicopter that ran on radio frequencies, a true free energy device that keeps batteries consistently charged. It took me several months to find him, but when I did, it blew my mind.
I knew it would be complicated because these things always are. Going to Zimbabwe, the Ethiopian airline that we had tickets with had just had a major crash, and a cyclone had just ravaged the area, leaving hundreds dead.
Well, we're sitting in a hotel in Harare, Zimbabwe this morning. We're here today to start the vetting process and find out, okay, what's real? Over 95% of the time, these things aren't what they claim to be. This time we took engineer Nils Ragnerud to assist with the vetting. When Nils and I arrived and met Maxwell, I was very impressed with just what a gentle, true-seeming soul he was. And then the next morning, we went to see the device, and he gave us a full tour. I was practically ecstatic. It was such a beautiful, elegant device.
What we're looking at is called the green power off-grid machine. It is 0.5 megawatts, and we are relying with the radio frequency. We harness a radio frequency converted into pure energy that is useful. It is called a microsonic energy device. A microsonic energy device, it is the generator in this machine.
For people who are not familiar with this, 0.5 megawatt, how much will that power in terms of a house or a community or what?
We're talking of about 300 standard house homes,
okay,
that you can power with one machine.
So there's no oil burning, there's no fires going on or anything, so where's the energy coming from?
We're harnessing it straight away from the natural energy that God has just put in the on our earth. The radio frequency.
So nothing unusual, but the main point is that a meter away there's no frequencies being transmitted from a microwave tower next to the park we're standing in.
It's a poignant day for us here, and amidst the excitement of seeing this for the first time, a couple of strangers showed up on the site where we were being shown these devices, and Maxwell, the inventor, took us aside as soon as he could and said, these guys are from the government, and I didn't know they were coming. Unfortunately, we're truly concerned about this gentleman, and we're just going to take every precaution that we can to keep ourselves safe, to keep him safe, and to keep this knowledge safe.
The microphone we had on Maxwell picked up the conversation that he had with one of the officials. So we quickly got the tape translated and found out that the government official was promising Maxwell a power purchase agreement where the government would pay him for generating energy for the country. It was good corroboration that they believed he had what he claimed. Although Maxwell didn't trust him because the government had already put him in prison in an effort to steal his technology. In fact, when Maxwell was put in prison, he was put in a cell with one of the richest guys in Zimbabwe, a man named Genius, that's his real name, whom the government had jailed to extort more money from. Maxwell was in great despair and praying for like 5 or 6 hours at a time. It was driving Genius crazy, and he was saying, "Why are you praying so much? Shut up." Finally, they ended up talking, and Genius was impressed and said, "Okay, I'll help you, man." It was the most unlikely, couldn't have scripted it way for Maxwell to be able to have somebody on his team with real business savvy and support, and it was forged right there in prison. I love that.
So when you're in prison, Maxwell was praying every, now and then. So I'm asking, but why do you pray like that? It's too much.
From the time I have known him, I've learned a lot from him. He sees people, I think, the way God sees people. I think you saw it when you were driving. People can just block his way. Not to attack him, but everyone likes him.
If you just deal with the right people, me and Maxwell will take this to another level.
We were feeling very excited about our progress with Maxwell and hoped that we would soon be able to conduct a thorough vetting of the device. However, we started running into issues. Suspicions of our motives and intentions were starting to circulate amongst Maxwell's advisors. So Maxwell sent this note saying, "Hi Foster, we have talked and I'm advised that the further tests you requested won't be possible because of a number of issues such as 1. Where it's intended to be used, if on investors." The single most important thing of all this to me is we do the duration test so we find out, do we think that this technology is real as claimed or not?
Absolutely.
Call declined. Okay then. So I'm trying to get in touch with Maxwell because we're down to our last day once again. In the next few hours, we need to make a decision. Are we going to change reservations once again and stay over, which is going to be a real hit on our budget? But this is what it takes.
And is he ultimately, consciously or subconsciously, trying to get it so that we either have to leave, we just can't wait around any longer so we don't get the result we came for, and we don't get to expose some potential problem with the thing? I don't know.
I don't know either. For me, the low point of that whole trip to Zimbabwe was when we had been waiting in the hotel room for a number of days and we were getting these texts with kind of false accusations and suspicions. And then one came in and said, "When's your plane? You should just go." That was like the moment of, okay, he's not just stalling, he's saying, go away. So that's when I really had to search deep inside myself for, can I put up with this? Do I think he has the capability to actually come around? But both of those things get resolved for me in, I don't know if he's going to come around, but I know that I'm true. His suspicions are false, so that if I can just hang in there and actually get into reality again with him, at least we've got a shot. And I pictured being on the plane, going home with a complete failure and not knowing, and the possibility that this was maybe the best energy device I've ever seen, and we got kicked out based on misunderstandings. That was so much more horrible to me than the obnoxious need to wait and the expenses that were being accrued in the process of it. Just when our hope was beginning to fade, we received a text from Maxwell. He was ready for us to conduct a full vetting of the device. We're not sure what had changed, but we were excited and ready to go. One final hurdle was finding some additional batteries the inventor needed for the test.
Okay, so we're trying to come up with enough money to buy the rest of the batteries that the inventor needs to do the test this afternoon before we're supposed to leave tomorrow.
Max explained that the energy tapped from radio frequencies runs through batteries, so the batteries don't lose their charge, but you still need them for the process.
Found another envelope in the safe. This is Zimbabwe petty cash. We have another $90, folks.
Biggest boss.
Biggest friend.
Thank you so much for helping us out today. This is the big day.
Yeah, what we're doing today will be so important for Maxwell and for you with other people who are interested in the technology. Ultimately, they need to know that it lasts long enough to prove what the device does. And then also, Nils will be measuring the voltage of the batteries during the test, and that will reveal whether it's what he has claimed or not.
So I'm sitting here in Mr. Genius's office. We've just taken the next step toward getting this vetting done because they didn't have the right batteries. They didn't have enough batteries in the device to do the duration tests that we need. The inventor did not have enough cash to buy all the new batteries. So we needed to get cash, and you cannot get cash out of banks or currency shops or anything in Zimbabwe right now. So fortunately, Mr. Genius said, come to my office, and we can swipe a credit card and get you the cash, and take you over and get you the batteries. So that transaction has taken place with a little extra drama. We're home free to the next step anyway. Big Blue started at 4:36 p.m. We're here with Maxwell, and the test is starting.
Once we arrived on site, our goal for the vetting was to establish that the device could power a welding machine, which uses a lot of electricity very quickly, for long enough that it couldn't be running on batteries alone.
So you were asking where the energy came from. You mentioned the other day the sun, but it's not like solar energy.
No,
right?
It's not. We're not using solar energy because this one is not even affected with clouds, light, and things like that. It just works.
So the energy, the radio frequencies that you're harnessing, are they there in space, in the field all the time?
Yes, they are. From the first day we started to test the machine, we have been analyzing and we saw that the radio frequency is there. But one thing that we want to know for sure is it alien or is it God? Is it man-made from another planet or is it from God? That's where we need, I think, scientific people to define exactly. But we know the radio frequency, we have everything.
If it's still a fully charged battery, the test is successul.
It's not screws.
Oh, that's 217.
0.9.
That's perfect.
We get it.
So that's the 18 battery.
Yeah, that's the 18 batteries.
So that's higher than the nominal voltage.
Dude! Wow!
So much.
That is awesome.
That's 18 12-volt batteries. So it has higher voltage.
Thank you.
Give us 2 thumbs up.
Thank you so much.
One final check of the battery voltage revealed a shocking result. Not only had the machine outlasted the expected battery life, but the batteries were still fully charged. This proved that the device was being powered from an unknown energy source.
Thank you.
This is one of the happiest days of my life.
Thank you.
And I am so proud of this man who has gone through so much. He's listened to the voice of the divine coming through him, and he's done whatever it takes to bring this through for humanity. So congratulations, my friend.
Thank you so much.
Now we're gonna get you well.
I got your emojis.
We just finished, just got back to the hotel after a completely successful vetting.
Oh my God. I really want to honor that this could not have happened without you. Every one of us would have left that situation. I am just super, super grateful for that. And I'm super grateful that we have an opportunity for people to see it because it helps people so much to know what's possible.
The test we did yesterday is historic. I still am digesting it because it basically means the end of fossil fuels.
I'd say the main thing that I have learned personally from this trip, it's more a reinforcement of something that I know, but, you know, doubt now and then, is that whatever the question, the answer is always more love. Because our relationship with this inventor was on the rocks. You know, it was tempting to just say, hey, I came to help you. If you don't want it, we're out of here. And I know from past experience that, you know, wait through that. That's not a great emotional place to make a decision from. And we just kept telling him the truth, even when he didn't believe it, and then loving him even when he couldn't allow it in. And at the end, being with us, he could see that number one, our motives were true, and number two, we were treating him with love.
We've spent the last 8 years traveling the globe in search of insights and technologies that could radically transform our world. And we found them.
So why don't we all have access to these promising breakthroughs?
We don't have access to these world-changing breakthroughs because we're not allowed to have them. Virtually every solution we found has been made illegal or suppressed, often violently. Maxwell's been imprisoned and tortured to try to get his secrets, and he and his first partner, before Genius, were both poisoned. Maxwell's still recovering from it, and his partner died.
One of the painful reality I have seen in energy is this is a very dangerous game altogether. Yeah, especially free energy, because as they said, if they can try to kill it using professional people, and that has happened to me. I went through a lot, poisons, like I'm saying right now, I'm fighting it. They come to you, then they said, no, you mustn't do this. When they see that you're not giving up, then they can just frame you. Then they can say, no, you have done ABC. My prayer is this thing must see the light of the day.